What's up guys? Today I'm going to do a review on Avenue suspension trucks. So I bought these when they first came out a few years ago and I really wanted to do a review on them. But the thing is, I hated them. I absolutely hated these trucks. And I've done several videos with these trucks on this channel. I did my how to 360 flip video with these trucks, and that is the first instance of me liking these trucks. I think they are great for 360 flips. So the way I did a 360 flip on these trucks is way different than the way I do a 360 flip on normal trucks. So with these trucks, there's a delayed pop. When you first press down, it takes longer for the tail to hit the ground, and that really messes with me with ollies, but it really helped with these 360 flips. So my 360 flips on these Avenue suspension trucks were almost like a pressure 360 flip. They were all on the back foot. So one thing about these trucks, the bushings that come in them, those green bushings, are really soft. And these trucks already feel really loose because they don't just move right here where the kingpin is, they also move all through the base plate. So they just have this really loose feeling to them. So if you like to skate really loose trucks, these might be good for you. Also, they're really high, so you can run them kind of loose. But the thing is, you can't make these feel tight, because even if you put really hard bushings in there and tighten them all the way down, they still move in the base plate, so they still have that feeling of a loose truck. They just don't turn as much, which is interesting. It's interesting to feel like you have a loose truck that doesn't turn. But when you do loosen these trucks up, they do turn. They have a pretty sharp turning radius and they feel like very loose trucks. So they do turn really well. I'm just not used to them. You know, they're a lot taller than my Thunder Highs and they have a sharper turning radius and they just feel completely different. If you could get used to these trucks, I think they would be a great truck and they would give you more pop. But it is a lot to get used to because it feels so much different than a normal truck. So when I decided I was going to do a how to ollie video, I went straight to these trucks because I knew that they would give me more pop and it would be just an easier pop than regular trucks because they definitely have a spring. It's like jumping on a trampoline. There's a spring to the pop. It's just a little bit late and hard to get used to, but once you've skated them all day, you can definitely get used to that. So I think the main thing I don't like about these trucks is if you're just learning to skate and you're trying to learn flip tricks, you're gonna be doing them really low, just like kick flips that barely come off the ground, that like roll on the ground the whole time. You can't do that with these because these things spring your board up. So you're gonna have to learn all your tricks kind of high and you're gonna have to really pop all your tricks. It's hard to do just like a shove it that doesn't pop with these things, because you barely push down and it's got that extra spring to it. So if you are somebody that wants to start popping your tricks higher, I think the suspension trucks definitely would be great for you because they're gonna force you to pop everything. It's like you can't do these flat, non-popped flip tricks. Another thing that these trucks are supposed to be great for is grinding, but I can't grind with these things. Like, I don't know who these people are that have better grinds with these trucks, because every time I try to do any kind of grind, the kingpin hits the ledge or the rail and I just stop. I can't grind coping, I can't grind ledges with these trucks. I don't know. Some people say that the suspension actually takes out the vibration of grinding and lets you grind faster, but for me, whatever the truck's made of and whatever the kingpin's made of always sticks on the ledge. So I just skated around the park and did some 5.0s. Yeah, it's just like I feel this squeaking and this gripping somewhere in the truck and the kingpin. Also, I would not suggest skating 42mm wheels because I think that's a lot of my problem too. I just hit a rock and had to run out of it. These things are terrible. These are OJ 42mm wheels. I wouldn't suggest skating anything smaller than 50mm wheels for sure. So even rolling into a bank, like this bank over here, I get hung up on this, look. Well, you know what? It's not doing it now, but wait till I stand on the board. So another thing I like most about these trucks is they're really good on rough ground. So if you leave the skate park and you want to skate some really rough asphalt like this, with normal trucks I would have a hard time pushing around with 42mm wheels on ground this rough, but these trucks definitely take out a lot of the vibrations from just riding around. So if you're looking for a truck for a cruising board, these things would be perfect because they turn well and they take out all the vibrations. If you put some big Richter clouds or any kind of really soft big wheel on these trucks, it would make the perfect setup for a cruiser board because it would take out all the vibrations. When you rode on rough ground, you would feel like you're riding in a garage or at a smooth skate park. So they're not bad on mini ramps, but one thing I noticed right here, the way the base plate is seems to get hung up a lot easier than normal base plates because they kind of give it this little pocket that can just grab onto the coping, when base plates normally are shaped kind of like a ramp right here. They just roll right over it. So that's one problem I have with it for skating mini ramps. As far as like the blunts, it didn't affect it at all. That pocket's kind of nice for a blunt. Yeah, it felt good for that. Pivots, it had a lot of spring and it felt good for those as well. It was those disasters that I felt like I was gonna get hung up. People have been asking me to make this video for a long time and I've been avoiding it. I really think this would make one of the best longboarding trucks though. It just feels like a longboard when you put these on. I feel like the board turns into a loaded dervish or something that has some bounce and spring to it. And these would probably be the best longboarding trucks. I know they make them. I don't think I'm gonna buy them just because they're kind of expensive and I don't longboard that much, but I do think they'd be awesome if you are a longboarder. So I hate being so negative in a review, but I've tried everything. I've tried Bones soft bushings, Bones hard bushings. I've tried these really hard longboard bushings in these things. I've tried the regular bushings that come with them, and I just can't get used to them. Some products are really good for some people and they just don't work for other people. So it just depends on what you're used to and what you like when it comes to a skateboarding truck. I've mainly skated Thunders and Indies my whole life, and this just does not feel the same at all. So if you are somebody that likes a really tall, really loose truck and you like to pop all of your tricks high, I would definitely suggest checking these out. Or if you're somebody that pops all your tricks really low, but you want to start popping them higher and you want to train yourself to pop higher ollies, then I would check out this truck. But if you're just somebody just getting into skating and you want an all-around good truck for learning how to skate, I would probably go with some Thunders. So that's what I think about Avenue trucks. I'm actually going to be selling these on eBay, and once I get them listed on eBay, I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can buy these. If you want, I'm going to put the green bushings that came with them back into them before I sell them. And I'm also thinking about selling some other stuff. I've got a bunch of film photos, so I'm a photographer, so I take a lot of photos. Thinking about selling that, maybe starting a little store somewhere and selling some photos. If you guys think that's a good idea, let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this kind of content, reviews, tutorials, and videos about what I'm learning as I grow as a skateboarder, then hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.